Welcome back to the Cowboys Star Report. I'm Steven Miranda.
I'm Jeff Ellison. It is Wednesday, December 28th, 2011.
We'll look back at that 20-7 loss at the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And we'll have an injury and personnel update from Valley Ranch.
Playoff scenarios. There's only one.
There is only one. And the Cowboys, we will preview that playoff scenario.
Sunday Night Football. Yeah, Sunday Night Football. You know what? As a matter of fact, Sunday, I'm not even going to watch anything else. I'm just going to go out to like the mall or something and get a lot of beers and like some pub and just eat food. And people will want to tell me the scores of other games. I'm like, I don't care. Leave me alone. I just want to get to Sunday Night Football. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Steven hates malls, hates beer, and hates missing football games.
There you go.
Besides that, I'm sure you'll do all those things.
Let's look back to Sunday where the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 20-7.
Okay. I'm going to start at K. The game became insignificant after 2 minutes.
Yes.
So whether you want to read much into this game or not is completely up to you.
Well, I don't think you can read much into it other than the fact that, Stephen McGee played all but one series. So, that the Cowboys only had 7 points. Well, that's because
Stephen McGee.
Backup quarterback was in there.
Well, and the backup quarterback was in there because Tony Romo throws a pass and clank.
Hit Jason Belbin's helmet.
Knuckles.
Bruised hand.
And a little blood vessel burst, which was part of the swelling.
The Giant-Jets game went final. The Giants had won, and the Cowboys were like, look.
Everybody out.
If you're dinged up, let's not play you. Let's get you ready for the game that does matter. That's next week against the Giants.
But bottom line is the Eagles beat the Giants 20-7. Congratulations to the
Cowboys.
Eagles.
Beat the Cowboys 20-7.
Right.
The defense had some banged up players that, were removed. Jay Ratliff, D. Ware wasn't in there as much. But there's some good and some bad because the banged up defense only gave up 20 points to the Eagles.
Yeah.
And they were putting up 30, 40 on everybody over the last several weeks. But the thing is, they looked okay, but they gave up too many big plays, and we need to see that eliminated this week. Speaking of injuries, Jeffrey, well, let's just get to that. Tony Romo with that hand. He did have the club. It wasn't as big as Sean Lee's, but it was Elephant Man. Elephant Man kind of like
the ice
club.
back on there, dude. It was freaking huge.
The good news is he was at practice today. Now, that is significant.
He was throwing the ball at practice today. Now, the media was let in late to practice by the Dallas Cowboys because they didn't want him to see, obviously, what Romo was doing early on. But the portion that the media was allowed to, Romo was throwing. Intermediate passes.
Soft tosses. And those look good. He looked good in doing that. So all signs are pointing that he will be ready to go. Now, Felix Jones, not on the practice field today, as well as DeMarcus Ware and Sean Lee weren't on the practice field today, but they will all be ready to go on Sunday.
Everybody's going to be ready to go on Sunday. I'm not worried about anybody on the offensive side of the football. My concerns are completely on the defensive side of the ball, and you guys have got some work to do. Now, playoff scenarios.
Just real quickly to make your point, Jeff, on the defensive side of the ball, Jay Ratliff, DeMarcus Ware, Mike Jenkins, Sensible. I mean, these guys are all going to have to be ready to go and give everything they got for this playoff run. That brings us to the only playoff scenario that the Dallas Cowboys care about. That means all the other 15 games that are played on New Year's Day prior to Sunday Night Football are irrelevant.
For Cowboys fans.
For Cowboys fans,
now,
that's right.
What's interesting about this weekend is all but one of the games this weekend have playoff implications. It makes it a little bit interesting.
It's going to be
But regarding the Cowboys, all that matters is the cliche, win or you're in.
Lose, win your. I'm sorry.
Get my cliche right.
What's
I was teleporting it. Winning, you're in.
Winning, you're in. Losing, you go home. That's it. I was just going with win or go home.
Win or go home. That's your cliche. Mine's winning, you're in.
Okay, mine is win or go home.
That's the playoff
It's very
scenarios.
simple.
That's all you need to know.
Here are the New York Giants.
Now let's look ahead to the New
them,
York Giants.
And you win, and you're ready to go. And let's look at those Giants on Sunday Night Football.
Piss poor defenses, my opinion, playing against two reasonable offenses.
Yes.
You could have a bit of a shootout here.
Here's the thing. I sort of felt all along with the New York Giants recently over the last several weeks, they've had up week, down week, up week, down week. And last week,
then they go up, down.
Last week versus the Jets, it was their up week. I mean, it really was. The week before that,
trending on a complete random scale. Okay, they are a random number generator.
I know you're a little worried about this game. I, my friend, am not. If you remember, the Dallas Cowboys did have this game well in hand in Dallas, and they beat them in New York in their new stadium last year.
Who's lost 4 of the last 5 to the Giants?
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. So that's why I'm worried. That's why I am picking the Giants this week. I am going to be rooting like heck for the Dallas Cowboys because, trust me, the NFL is a far happier place when the Dallas Cowboys are doing well. And frankly, they're a much more enjoyable team, and the wide receivers seem to like their quarterback, unlike the other guys.
Both teams are 8-7. The NFC East is up for grabs. The winner will win the division and will most likely host the Detroit Lions in that first wild card weekend. It's a possibility that they host the Falcons, but the Falcons would have to win while the Lions lose in the final game of the season. I don't see that's going to happen. So the winner most likely gets the Lions. We believe, well, I believe anyways, that it will be the Dallas Cowboys getting to host the Detroit Lions and getting revenge from that loss earlier
I
in the
say
season.
One game at a time. Let's win on Sunday night before the whole world, and then it's all good. One game at a time, bro.
All right, one game at a time. But you know what? I do
still
not
looking ahead to the playoffs.
I tell you what, I do not fear Eli. I do not fear Eli. And with his receivers that have the dropsies,
I fear our secondary.
I
don't fear Eli.
You know who gave those receivers the case of the dropsies?
Who?
Me. I'm Steven Miranda.
I'm Victor Cruz.
Oh, exactly. This
for
is
the
your
Cowboys Star Report.
Out.